apparently Jeff Bezos and Donald Trump do not particularly like each other. And I think that's probably because the Washington Post, which is Bezos's propaganda machine, doesn't speak too well of President Trump, and so there's some, there's a bit of a feud between those two billionaires. Anyway, one of the things that Trump has just done is this. So he's just put in place a whole raft of things that's going to massively affect Amazon's profitability. And they are, let's just go over to here, they are a part of this. It's all part of Amazon selling counterfeit goods on this platform. And so up until now, if a brand, let's say a brand like Hermes, for instance, if Hermes find a counterfeit product on the Amazon website, what they have tried to do is sue Amazon for allowing that to happen. That's what they have attempted to do. And up until now, all of those legal cases have been dismissed, because what Amazon has argued is they are not the seller of those products. They are merely the platform that other sellers use to sell those goods. And so they've argued that successfully. And so none of those cases have gotten very far. However, what Trump has put in place is this. So this little document here, which I'm happy to post for you if you want to read through the whole thing. It's pretty big. But if we go to this table of contents here, it shows, let's have a look, this area here. So this is the salient part. Immediate action by the Department of Homeland Security and recommendations. So let's just go there. So what the hell is going on? Well, what is going on is that Amazon is now going to be responsible for what goods are kept in their warehouses. Now that is a very, very specific thing. Let's just go a little bit deeper. Ensure entities with financial interests in imports bear responsibility. That's the important part as far as Amazon's concerned, okay? And here is the important part for you and I. CBP will treat domestic warehouses, aka FBA warehouses, and fulfillment centers, aka FBA, as the ultimate consignee. That means the ultimate responsibility for any goods that has not been sold to a specific consumer at the time of its importation. That means any goods that get imported into the USA that have not yet been sold to a consumer, which is basically all goods that third-party sellers like you and I do, because they're still being imported in. They haven't been sold yet. As discussed in this report, blah blah blah, counterfeit products evade detection and sit in fulfillment centers waiting for purchase, i.e. Amazon stores them in FBA, and by treating domestic warehouse fulfillment centers as consignees in such circumstances, CBP can enhance their ability to identify blah blah blah. AKA, what the hell does all that mean? Well, AKA, if you read through a legalese, what it really means is Amazon will now be responsible. Amazon will now be responsible for any counterfeit goods that are kept in the FBA warehouses. So, that's a problem for Amazon. It's a big problem for Amazon, because what will happen as a result of this is they will really crack down on counterfeit goods. They will have to, otherwise they will be held responsible by the Department of Homeland Security and blah 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 for the sale of those goods. So here's what I think will happen. And by the way, I actually think this is bloody awesome news for us as Amazon sellers. Here's what I think will happen. I think they will take the selling of third-party products much more seriously, and I think they will limit the ability of third-party sellers to hijack other third-party sellers' products. So That is clearly good for you and I, because it means less people jumping on our listings and then selling our products, undercutting our margins and ripping off our material. This is a really, really good thing. I also think, and I've been saying this for friggin' ages, but I also think it's another nail in the coffin for the ability to sell without brand registry. I think it's also another nail in the coffin for that. So if you are selling on Amazon, I believe more and more and more you have to be trademarked and you have to be brand registered. I think it's becoming an absolute necessity. And you could argue as well that it's already a necessity because of the advantages that brand registry now gives you. But I think things like this and this legal stoush that's going to happen will push Bezos more and more to only brand registered products selling on Amazon. I don't think he'll have a choice. I think that's the way it's going to go. So, Kate's son, who is our resident patent lawyer, also happens to be one of the Aussie online entrepreneurs, also happens to be doing very, very well on Amazon herself. She will be speaking at the AOE conference this year. And one of the things she's going to be talking about is getting brand registered, getting trademarks, how to do that quickly. There are fast tracks to doing that. There are cheap ways of doing that as well. So she's going to be talking all about that. So interesting times ahead on Amazon. I think it's really, really good for us. I think it's going to kick off a lot of the shithouse sellers that come on there and screw things up for all of us. It's going to be bad for Bezos, but I think it's going to be good for us. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much, much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales have used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on, a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.